Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how to make this card. This is called a Diamond Stair Stepper Card or something similar to that. Splitcoaststampers I think is where it was first seen. And then I know Sam at Mix Up Crafts has also done a version as well. So I thought I'd have a go. And I've got some other ideas for this. So the papers that I used on this were from the range. So it was this pack here from Craft Sensations called Creative Paper Collection. I've mentioned it before. I think I did it on one of my craft tools. But yeah, it just comes with, it's sort of, I think it's more aimed at kind of journaling and stuff, but it comes with loads of stickers and toppers and papers and all sorts. But I thought it went really well with the flowers that I've used, and they are from AntonioMakes.com, part of his Happy Haberdashery range, and they're beautiful. So I've just cut them out, fluffed them a little bit, put them on toppers, and then yeah, they go really well with the papers. This was a Tonic Sentiment edge die. I think it's called the Compassion Sentiments, I think, something like that, but I'll put a link below anyway for it. That was what I got at the Creative Craft Show in Birmingham a few weeks back. But yeah, it's just a really nice card. It folds flat like that, and it will fit in an envelope for a 6x6 card. So yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so for this card you will need, let me get all my little bits out of my envelope. Now I've stuck quite a few bits down just because it just makes it easier. Right, so you're going to need a base card. Let me just move these bits out of the way. We'll do the folds and things first. So you're going to need a base card that is 6 inches by 11 inches. And along the 11-inch edge, you can score at 3 inches, 6 inches, 7.5 inches, 9 inches, and 10 inches. Okay, so that's all your scoring done. Then starting with the 3-inch fold, that's going to be a mountain. And then we have a valley. Then a mountain, and just get this nice and straight in case I've accidentally creased it in the wrong place. Then a valley, and lastly a mountain. Okay, so you should end up with that, which is kind of like a stepper card. Okay, sort of like a bit of a stepper card. Okay, so then on this we're going to stick some layers. So I'm going to start with the back and the inside. So you're going to need 2 matte layers that are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. One of them's going to go on the front there, and one of them's going to go on the inside there. This one on the front, you need a piece of pattern paper that's 2.5 by 5.5. So that's what I've got here. So I've got my 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 matte and my 2.5 by 5.5 pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this layer onto the front. And then if we open this up, this bit on the inside here, I'm just going to stick this matte layer onto there. And then I've got a plain white piece, which is also 2.5 by 5.5. And that's going to go on the top there. So that's what you write your message on. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick those down. Okay, so I've stuck that down. So now let's go back to the front again. So on this piece here, we need a matte piece that is 3/4 by 5 3/4. And a pattern piece that's 1/2 inch by 5.5. If you want to go for a smaller border, because that is quite a large border, if you want to go for a smaller border, please do. You know, if you want to go a lot smaller, then that would be better actually. Mine is a bit too big. That border's too big. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong there, but anyway, I've done something wrong. And then this piece here needs to be matte is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 5 3/4, and the pattern is 1 inch by 5.5. And again, if you want a smaller border, then go ahead. So I'm going to go and stick those 2 down. Okay, so you should end up with that. So now we need to go and add the squares on. So for the back square, you're going to need a matte panel, that is not a matte panel, a base panel that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, a matte panel that's 4 by 4, and a pattern panel that's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And this is literally going to go in here like this. Now, if you have a look, if you want your two tips to kind of, you know, meet up with the edge of your card, which I do, you might find you just want to trim a tiny bit off the bottom of your this bottom tip here so that it will fold properly. Otherwise, you can have it so that it's just above like that, but I quite want it to finish. I would like it to literally marry up with the top there. So because of that, I'm just literally going to draw a little line here and just take off. In fact, I'm going to take it up in line with that, with the mat. And it is literally just a fraction. So I'm just going to take a fraction off here. I don't know if you can see my little line. Take a little fraction off, tiny little bit there. And then that will be nicely then in there. And it's not going to get, it's not too close that then when you fold this up, it's going to have a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this down. Okay, so that's that one stuck down like that. Next we need to do the next one in. So the next one in is you want a base card that's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, a matte card that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and a pattern that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And this is going to sit on here like that, and you're just going to make sure that it kind of lines up with the edges there. And obviously I've got a little bit of a border here, which is fine, but it's nice and even around the top, and this point here doesn't intrude with the point there. I'm also going to, I'm actually going to glue the card this time rather than the actual topper. So I'm just going to draw a little line here so I know where to glue, because you don't want to end up with too much glue, because on my first kind of prototype I ended up with too much glue because I just literally glued the bottom half, which was too much. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue on here. You can use red tape if you want to. Just any strong adhesive would be fine for this. So we're going to put that down like that, and then this is going to go in here. And because I've used wet glue, it means I've got a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of time to get that into place. So that's going on like that. There we go. And then last but not least, at the front, you need a square, a base square that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, a mat that's 3 inches by 3 inches, and a pattern that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And we're just going to bring this up here like this, and this is going to go on the front like that. And again, if you want to, you can raise it up a little bit. I'm going to raise it up a little bit like that. And again, like we did before, I'm just going to draw a little line underneath here so I know where I'm putting the glue, and so I don't overshoot it. Like that. Okay, so you should end up with that. So that's your basis of your card, really. It stands up really nice, it displays really nicely. So now we just need to go ahead and decorate. Now, I've got these off the antoniomakes.com site, and this is part of his happy haberdashery. So these are just fussy cuts, obviously it's printed onto, you know, laser printed paper. If you want to you know, matte and layer them, you can, or kind of, you know, made them a bit thicker if you want to. I'm going to leave them as they are, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add them onto the card. And I think, because I've got a get well soon message, which is going to go on here, and I think it's going to go along the very bottom there. I think I like that there. So I'm going to go ahead, and this was the Tonic Compassion edge dies, I think they're called. I'll put a link in the description below. It was the ones I got from the Creative Craft Show. Yeah, and I really like them. I've sort of used them a few times recently. I just think they're really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and add that onto there, and then decorate with my flowers. So there's the finished card. That's it from the front. Obviously the flowers are a little bit hidden, but it's fine. I mean, when it stands up, because you can kind of see in between anyway, you know, if you kind of come at it from a different angle. I just felt like if they were plain, it was just a bit too plain, so that's why I put the flowers on. So yeah, so that's the card. Folds flat. It will fit in an envelope for a 6x6 card, because that's 6 inches, and that's pretty much 6 inches. Yeah, that is 6 inches. So yeah, so that's the card, and then obviously you've got space in there to write. So that's it really. Really cool card, nice and easy, nice and quick. I love it. I think it's great, and I've actually got another version of this, so stay tuned. Week or so I shall do my other version of this. I'm sure there'll be many more versions to come. You could also do it you know, in different ways as well. As I said, there's lots of scope for this card. So yeah, so please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Make sure you turn on all notifications, and we will see you next time. Bye.